Okay, we will start the topic. So, so I'm going to hear a little more. I want to insist about the rectification because majority of you are not belongs to the. Are you able to hear me? Are you able to see
Yes,
the
sir.
screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So little more information I'm going to give because yesterday we have seen one video and also the concept of rectification. So as far as the hybrid electrical vehicle and electrical vehicle concerned, so we are going to use the two different sources. Okay, so that is we are going to use either in case of a hybrid electrical vehicle, we are going to have both a conventional means, that is means of internal combustion engine, as well as using a electrical motor, we are going to produce the propulsion power. So how much the propulsion power required? So automatically that will share. So what is the percentage of share by the electrical vehicle or the motor is going to be the hybridization. Suppose 30 percentage of power is going to be produced by the electrical motor, remaining 70 percentage we have to depend on the internal combustion engine means. So what is a hybrid means? 30 percentage hybridization. Okay, so the same way, whenever we are going to use a pure electrical vehicle, we are going to completely depend on there are different varieties are available. So there also we can have a pure electrical vehicle and range extended electrical vehicles also is there. So in case of a range electrical vehicle also, we are going to charge the battery using a internal combustion engine, but it is a small internal combustion engine. Okay, that will be in turn coupled to the alternator that will going to charge the battery. So in all these operations, okay, so the role of battery is very very important. Okay, so that is why we are elaborately discussed in the first unit also. So when we are going to have a battery, so it is going to be a fixed DC source. So now the source is very well identified that it is a DC source. Okay, say for example, so EMS, okay, energy management system is going to be purely depend on energy storage system. Energy storage system. Okay, so this energy storage system is nothing but a completely a battery pack. Okay, battery pack. Okay, in this battery pack, we have to go and store the energy in case of DC only. And also, if I am getting the output, also I have to get in terms of DC only. So there is a, but as far as our application concerned, we can either go for a electrical motor in case of DC motor and as well as AC motor also is possible. So we can able to select them. So now recent trend, as I told earlier, in a Tesla, we are all selecting the induction motor. That is a AC motor. So in that case, whatever may be the DC supply, suppose if I'm having a DC supply, okay, in the DC supply has to be converted into AC. Then after that only it can be given to a motor, induction motor. Say for example, I'm having a, motor. This is called induction motor. Means this is a AC motor. So now whatever may be the type of motor, I can only going to accommodate a battery pack only. Okay, battery pack only. So in that case, what will happen? So here it is DC. Okay. So in this case, I have to go for conversion DC to AC. Then AC is given to induction motor. Suppose like a Nissan Leaf and other thing, we know that the 61 percentage of the present electrical vehicle market in India is Nissan vehicle. It is using a DC motor. So in that case, what will happen? So the same DC, okay, has to be given, but it should be a variable DC. What is the difference in DC to DC conversion? But here it's a fixed voltage. Battery voltage is a fixed voltage. So I am going to vary. I am going to give a variable DC, DC to variable DC. Then it will be given to a DC motor. Because whenever we want to have a DC motor, if I want to control the voltage, supply voltage. Okay, like AC, we cannot do it very easily. So here, by means of adjusting the firing angle, I can able to control the output. Okay, here it's a DC motor. DC motor. Okay. So in this case, what will happen? Either I am going for a AC or DC supply, I have to purely depend on DC. But as far as the charging of concern, okay, so definitely it need to be charged. So as far as the charging is concerned, we are always using AC. We are always using AC because universally all the large power supplies are producing alternating current only. From AC only we have to go further. See how much conversion in a conventional way we are all producing electricity is produced as a alternating current only, but I want to have a battery pack. Okay, I want to have a battery pack, that is energy storage system. That energy storage system, battery only we identify the best one. Okay, so maybe we'll, starting from lead acid to now present lithium ion. Okay, all the things are battery only. So I cannot have or I cannot store AC as it is. I can only store DC, direct current only I can able to store. So, but when we are going for the application side, where I need a induction motor, it need AC power supply. Even if I'm having a DC motor also, I need a variable DC. I cannot use simple fixed DC voltage as it is. So many conversions that need. Okay. So whenever I'm parking my vehicle or wherever I'm make it ideal, okay, I have to charge the battery. So from AC to DC conversion. But whenever I'm vehicle in operation, I have to convert from DC to AC. Okay, or I have to convert from DC to variable DC. Okay, this is the basic operation of any electrical vehicle or hybrid electrical vehicle as far as the electric drive concerns. So here, simply hereafter you remember that if I am converting AC to DC, it will be called as rectifier. The circuit is called as rectifier. Rectifier. Okay. So whenever in my home, I am having a AC supply only because government or whatever the electricity board is supplying AC only. From that, I want to charge a battery means I need a rectifier arrangement. Okay, but inside the vehicle, I am going to convert. Suppose if I'm using a Tesla type model car, so there I have to convert inside vehicle DC to AC, DC to AC. This operation is called inverter. 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 I am using mouse only for writing. Okay, inverter. So whenever we are converting AC to DC, it is called rectifier. Whenever we are converting DC to AC, it is called inverter. So now we have seen another one case. DC to DC conversion also is there. That is called chopper. Chopper. That means fixed DC to variable DC. Fixed DC to variable DC. So this type of circuit is called as chopper. So we have to know chopper. So chopper means it is simply nothing but chopping. So a portion of voltage is cut out from the input. It is called chopper, chopping. Okay, so there is a three kind only. So automatically you should be able to understand that only three these three only you are going to have. Okay, so These three concept only we should understand whenever we are electrical vehicle concept is there. So because in home, definitely I'm having a AC supply only, so I have to charge my battery. Okay, so for charging battery, I need a DC supply. So for that, I am using a rectifier. Inside the vehicle, inside the vehicle, from battery, there is a two different chances are there. One is that electrical vehicle may using induction motor. That is nothing but a AC motor. So I have to convert the DC supply to AC supply. So whenever I need the DC supply to AC supply, I need a inverter arrangement. That is called inverter. From converting DC to AC is called inverter. AC to DC, another colloquial way we are saying that as a converter also. So here we can say rectifier bar converter. Okay, so if these three, okay, so normally colloquially we will say converter. Converter means we understand AC to DC. Inverter means reverse operation. So DC to AC. Choppers mean DC to DC. This is how we are going to have the particular. Okay, so next, yesterday we have seen that if you are using a diode, okay, so especially if you are using a diode, we can able to, this is called diode. So current will be always in unidirection only. So current can only flow from, this is an anode and this is a cathode and this is the cathode. So this two terminal is anode terminal and cathode terminal. Okay, yesterday I have shown the figure of any diode also. So current will be, so current never flow from this direction. So current never flow in this direction, only from anode to cathode. So whenever anode is positive, okay, if it is positive and cathode is negative, that is, this is called forward bias. Whenever anode, this one is connected to positive side and cathode is connected to negative side, then only there will be a power flow. Suppose if it is reverse, anode is connected to, so it will be called reverse bias, there won't be any current flow, it will block. Okay, so this is the very much important property. Okay, so they are identified for AC to DC conversion. So this property of diode, the behavior of diode is help us to convert the AC to DC. So our first case, okay, first case is nothing but, what is that first case? We have to go for a rectifier or converter arrangement. Okay. So in this case, there are two different type of rectifiers are available. One is called half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier. Okay, and another one is full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifier. So what is a half wave rectifier is, if I'm using only one diode, suppose here I am assuming, okay, I'm assuming AC supply. Okay, AC supply is there. Suppose I'm having a AC supply. Okay, so automatically what will happen? AC supply means it will be like this. It will keep on going like this. It will keep on going like this. Okay, suppose if it is a time, this is the voltage. Okay, so automatically this is my input V in and this is my output or V max. I can say that. V max, maximum voltage. This is the maximum voltage. So here it is minus Vm. Okay, so this is how it will be keep on input will given. So whenever, if you see that this is a positive half cycle, this is a negative half cycle. Whenever a positive half cycle is there, at that instant, okay, during this positive half cycle, this will be more positive than this negative. So automatically it will be forward bias. So when a AC supply is given during the positive half cycle, anode will be more positive than cathode. So automatically this facilitates the flow of current. So what will happen as a result of this? As a result of this, there will be a as a result of this, my diode will be start conducting. My diode will be start conducting positive half cycle. So the moment it is enter into negative half cycle, what will happen? This direction will become negative and this will be become positive. So because of that, what will happen? Automatically, it will be blocked, reverse based. There won't be any current flow. So because of that reason, there will not be any voltage. So voltage will be remain zero. So during the next half cycle, once again, what will happen? It will start conducting. Okay. Likewise, it will be keep on repeating. If you see that, if you see that, so current will be it keep on will be going only, keep on going in the same direction only. So either it is going in this direction or not going. Okay, so automatically I am using only one, okay, only one half of the wave. Suppose if it is a full waveform, a full cycle, one positive half cycle and one negative half cycle is a full waveform. I am only using the half wave. I am only rectifying the half wave only. Remaining half wave I am not able to rectify because I am using only one device. So okay, this is called half wave rectifier. Half wave rectifier. Okay, suppose if I'm using another device exactly opposite parallel to this means, say for example, if I'm having like this, in this case, if I'm having, okay, what will happen? During the positive cycle, this will conduct. So I will get this waveform. During the negative half cycle, this will conduct. Okay, so but it is once again will produce the AC waveform only. Okay, so what I have to do is I should not connect like this. I have to do in such a way that, okay, I will explain. So I have to go for another one circuit in which I am having AC supply. I am having a diode. Okay, so this will be having a center taped transformer. So usually call it as a center taped transformer. What will happen is here I am going to connect the load, not here. Or yellow. Okay, so during the positive half cycle, what will happen? Current will be going in this direction. During the negative half cycle, this diode will conduct. So that time also current will be going in this direction. Okay, during the positive half cycle, diode D1 alone will conduct, D2 will not conduct. During the negative half cycle, D2 alone will conduct, D1 will not conduct. So all the time, if you see that current is unidirectional. So here I am having a unidirection. So automatically I will get DC current. My output waveform will be like this. Okay, I will get waveform like this, repeatedly like this. Okay, but if you see that here it doesn't have a negative half cycle, so my DC voltages start increasing and decreasing, then once again increasing. See, it's never enter into the negative region or negative half cycle. It is called pulsating DC. Pulsating DC. Pulsating Up to this, any clarification is there? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, clear. No, sir. Yes.
Okay. So now you know very well clear about diode, how diode is connected conducting in unidirection. So whenever my supply is, suppose I'm giving a AC supply, so during the positive half cycle, this diode will conduct. This will be open circuit because it will be block. Okay. Automatically during the positive half cycle, how it will looks like means it will look like this one. Okay. So it will be simply open circuit. So through no open circuit, no current will be flowing. Only this direction current will be flowing. So whenever during a negative half cycle, input supply, whenever I'm giving a input supply, okay, so during the negative half cycle, this diode will not conduct, but whereas this will conduct, so automatically this will make the current direction in this direction. So as far the load is concerned, current is always going in the same direction only, either taken care by this diode or this diode. So that will make it is a pulsating DC. This is called full wave rectifier. So I am having full wave, okay, complete full wave rectifier. Okay, so this can be further a bridge rectifier in order to smoothen this waveform. Okay, so we can have a filter arrangement. Suppose as per the DC concept, this is not a pure DC, it is in a pulsating DC. So instead of that, what they will do is they will simply, okay, so across the resistance, suppose this is the load I am having, this is the load I am having. Okay, in this load, I am having a supply. I am receiving a supply. I am receiving a DC supply. But as far as this DC supply is pulsating DC. So I am going to connect a capacitor across this. I am going to connect a capacitor across this. If I am connected a capacitor across this, what will happen is, so I will have, suppose say for example, half wave rectifier I am taking. So in case of half wave rectifier, up to up to VM, maximum voltage, okay, it will be keep on charging only. Okay, battery will be keep on charging. Okay, so here a capacitor will be keep on charging. So because the same voltage is applied across the capacitor also, so it will keep on, capacitor also will be keep on charging. So exactly at V max, my capacitor also will be getting a charge. Okay, charge. So here I am having a diode arrangement. Here only I am having the diode arrangement. That diode, what will happen? Anode and cathode potential will be equal because this voltage. So automatically, what will happen? It will be, so whenever it is try to exceed, it will reverse bias. So automatically, this diode will be turned off. So now this is open circuit. Capacitor will charge, discharging the voltage through this load. Here like this it will be discharging. So capacitor will be discharged because now it is open circuit. Here only is a closed circuit. What will happen? So from this VM, capacitor will be keep on discharging. Voltage will be coming down. So when this voltage is fall below, okay, certain value, automatically this will be forward bias. Input voltage will be more, then it will be forward bias. Diode will be immediately on, then it will once again charge, then it will keep on discharging, then charging. So likewise, I can able to, if you see that, only the I can able to draw it with a different color. Okay, okay. Now you see that this is the rectified voltage, filtered voltage, maybe after DC filter is connected. See now compared to previous one pulsating, you see voltage is become zero and it's kept zero for some time. After that only voltage. So now instead of that, if I'm connecting a capacitor, so already we know the concept of capacitor. So capacitor is storing electrical energy. So it is discharging during the diode off. So it is make, okay, the voltage is continuously available. Voltage is continuously available. Only a small difference. Okay, small difference is there. So if I'm connecting further, okay, further next to that, if I'm connecting a one IC. okay, voltage regulating IC, it will always giving, suppose a regulator, so it will always giving a fixed DC voltage output. By that I can have, okay, a very exact DC voltage. Okay, so in any conversion from AC to DC, first I am converting to DC, AC to DC, definitely it will have this type of waveform. Okay, this is called ripples. This is called ripples. That is nothing but unwanted AC component. It is similar to AC. You see that half cycle is similar to AC. Then zero. See, so unwanted AC components present in the DC output is called ripple. So you may be asked question also, what is ripple? Ripple is nothing but unwanted AC component presence in the DC output. So it is okay. So actually we have to filter it out. So for filter that we are using a capacitor. So capacitor will be keep on charging. So whenever it is maximum voltage, it will be also fully charged. Then it will make anode and cathode potential equal. Because of that, it will be turned off. So now it is open circuit. So now the same capacitor will be start discharging. Because of the discharging, capacitor voltages keep on reducing. Whenever it is reduced some level, automatically this will be once again forward bias. Because of the input voltage is more than the capacitor voltage, automatically it will be forward bias. Then once again it will, diode will be start conducting. After reaching the charge position, immediately diode will be cut out. So likewise, it will keep on having. Okay, I may have a waveform output like this. Okay, but as far as you, only understanding the concept is enough. Understanding the concept is enough. How the rectification is really happening. So automatically, if I'm connecting this voltage to my battery, suppose if here I'm having a battery. Okay, so here I'm having a battery. Here a positive terminal of battery. Here negative terminal of battery. Positive. If I'm connected to this battery, my battery will be charging, even though it is in a AC supply. I'm having a AC. Okay, okay, using a one rectifier. Okay, I am having here one diode is there, on diode I'm using. So automatically this will make the charge. So here it is a voltage regulator. So after this also see that some amount of ripples presence. So this regulating IC, okay, will be always only allow the DC voltage. So by that I can able to make the battery charging. Okay, so this is how really the system is working in a converter arrangement or rectifier. So there is a two word we will be using. As I told earlier, there is a two word. Okay, so one is AC to DC either will be called as a rectifier or converter. Okay, rectifier or converter. But as far as AC, DC to AC, we will only call it as a inverter only. Inverter circuit. DC to DC means chopper. Okay, so how it is working and all, I explain. Any clarification you can ask. This will proceed to further. Okay, now you able to understand the converter operation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll move to presentation further. Yes. Now, as far as the inverter is concerned, okay, inverter is concerned, we already know that. So whatever may be the DC to AC. Suppose if I'm having a in my car, in my electrical vehicle application, a hybrid electrical vehicle, I will have a battery pack as a energy storage system as a battery pack only. Okay, so in that battery pack, So DC power only will be available, but whereas I have to run the AC motor. So in order to run the AC motor, I have to go for the inverter operation. So I have to convert DC supply to AC supply. Okay. So that is what we are going to see now. If you see, this is an inverter arrangement. As I already told, majority of the applications, majority of the appliances are running by alternating current only. Okay. So even though we are having a DC supply, okay, even though we are having a DC supply, majority of the appliances are AC sources only. Okay, so appliances using AC source only. So very few applications only they are using a DC sources or which can run in a DC sources. Say for example, our incandescent lamp we are all seeing in our home, no? So we'll say commercial gundu bulb னு சொல்லுவாங்க. So that is only capable of working in both DC and as well as AC. Okay, and likewise some of the motor also we have seen universal motor we have seen that motor is also capable of running both in the AC supply and DC. So very few appliances only is capable of running in that. But as far as major supply source is concerned, majority of the appliances needed, load needed AC supply. Okay, but a lot of potential we can able to uh, get. Okay, especially the renewable energy sources. From renewable energy sources, all the renewable energy sources, okay, trapping devices. Okay, so whatever the tapping means, so I can able to tap the solar energy through the PV panel only. But PV panel is capable of giving a DC output voltage only. Okay, so that DC we can able to have it and stored in the battery. Okay, so that is a DC source. So from the DC source, how I can give it to my, suppose I'm having a my AC load, my TV is there, which need a AC supply. So I'm having in my house rooftop a solar panel is there. So definitely solar panel is capable of producing electricity, but that electricity is DC only. I can able to store it in a battery. So from that battery, I cannot directly give it to DC source. So for that, I need a inverter arrangement. So that is what here we are going to have inverter. So if I'm using the inverter only, my AC load will be working because you know the nature. You know the nature. So AC supply waveform how it will be looks like, and DC is, so definitely if I'm connecting the AC load with the DC source, it will be like a dead short circuiting. So lot of damage will occur. So we should not connect any AC load with a DC source. Likewise, DC load with the AC source. So both thing is wrong. Okay. So we can able to see. So how an inverter is working? Okay, so we know very well, as I already told, yeah, all copper wires having all free atoms, okay, free electrons, they can able to move freely. Okay, so naturally they are random direction with this. So suppose if I am applied a electrical force, okay, especially a voltage, by that I can able to force the electron to move in a one direction or same direction only. So that is what really we are doing whenever I am connecting LED. Say for as far as the LED is concerned, what we are doing, it is a light emitting diode. It is a light emitting diode. So I make it, okay. So forward bias only it will be conducting, because the battery voltage and LED specification voltage will not be meet out. I am connecting a resistor, series resistor, by which I am limiting the current. Now I am the LED is working. Okay. Now LED is working. Current is controlled by the resistor here, and it is in a forward bias. So automatically it is completely flow of electron is doing that. So my LED is working. Okay, my LED is working. So this is what when we are having in case of open and closed circuit. Okay, suppose if I'm having open and close, what will happen means it will producing a pulses. Suppose if I'm connecting a CRO, I am having a battery. That battery is having a positive terminal, so that is connected to the anode end of the LED, and cathode end we are having on resistor, then it can connected to a negative terminal. So automatically this will work. I am having a one switch like arrangement. Whenever I am releasing the switch, that is open the switch, it will be disconnected, and closing the switch. If I monitor, I can able to see a pulsating waveform, wave like will be there. How much? So this is called alternating. Okay. So alternating current is nothing but a current. Okay. So the direction is of the current will be frequency positive. During positive half cycle, current will be moving in one direction. During negative half cycle, it is similar to that of water level increasing and decreasing. Okay. Water level increasing and decreasing. Okay. So in any AC generator, okay, AC generator or DC generator, a magnet will be there, which will be keep on rotating. That will be induced EMF in the stator coil. That stator coil will have a induced EMF because of the supply will be there. So automatically, what will happen? So because of that, alternating current will be produced. Alternating current will be produced. Okay, this and all you already know that. We will convert to come to inverter part. I think straight away I can store it. So up to this, we all know that. Okay. So whenever I am having, okay, so whenever there is a rotating magnetic field is there, it will conduce, it will cut the stator winding automatically. And whenever it is horizontal, it is zero. It is increases, peak negative decreases. So likewise, AC waveform. So this is called frequency. See, a positive half cycle, it is increases, it is decreases, it is negative, it is zero. Okay. So in many countries, abroad countries, they are using a 60 cycles per second. In India, we are using 50 cycles. Abroad, US and all, they are using 60 cycles. So their electricity is producing using 60 cycle, whereas in India, okay, African countries and other this side, we are using 50 cycles per second. So automatically, all the appliances that we have to use is use match with the frequency only. Okay, so that is why if you bought any appliances, okay, any appliances which work in the 60 hertz supply in foreign, it cannot be used in India. Otherwise, you have to go for frequency adapter. Here, India supply frequency is 50 hertz, but in USA, all the products will be manufactured with 60 hertz. So we have to go for an adapter arrangement. That means we have to use. We will get the supply. We will convert the supply. Okay, and store it as a DC. From the DC, we will once again convert it as a 60 hertz supply. Okay, then only we can able to use the appliances that we brought from, especially US countries like that. Okay, so this is an
Sir,
yes.
sir, why difference, sir? This Asia region 650 hertz and American UK 60 hertz.
Actually, we all ruled by the British people only, no. So actually, in the early 19th century only, the electricity, okay, electricity completely come. 18th century itself, it was invented. So at that time itself, they all installed and produced this type of power generation using 50 hertz only. UK, okay. So very importantly, whenever we go for suppose speed control, 50 hertz. Okay, so any motor, because at that time majority of the applications using motors only. Okay, so whenever we go for that, very easily we can suppose 1500 means I am having 50 hertz supply means I can very easily I can say that. So three times, okay, and multiply by 10, that is equal to 1500. So very easily they can able to produce the electricity without having a much difficulty. Design concept is very easy as far as the 50 hertz supply is concerned. But what happened is when US people, so they are always thinking, so what is the one advantage I will very clearly say, whenever we increase the frequency, okay, so the component size required will be reduced. Okay, say for example, I am having a 100 kVA transformer. If a 60 hertz transformer weighing 100 kg, for example, for the sake of understanding, I'm saying 50 hertz transformer will weigh 120 kg. Okay, so automatically, especially the US people mentality and they people, they will be very much worried about the optimization. Okay, so wasting of material they won't allow. Okay, so but as far as very a sophisticated arrangement, okay, so we can spend more amount of this type of materials. Okay, so that is why from the earlier stage onwards, whenever in the 1947 in India, what is the installed capacity is 1500 megawatt. Okay, at that time itself we have used only 50 hertz supply only. But whereas the foreign people always worried about wasting of materials, so they don't want, because even a 10 hertz is increasing, so there will be slight variation. So if I'm increasing the frequency, I can able to reduce the material that can be used. So still, if you want to understand, I can say that we are having 50 hertz supply in India. No, some industries they are using 500 hertz transformer. 500 hertz transformer. If you see a 100 MVA transformer, we can able to accommodate in our table, whatever study table you are having. No, if a frequency of the supply is increasing, automatically the size of the material, size of the components, okay, the material need is reduced. Okay, able to understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the frequency plays a very important role in reducing the material used. So that's why in industry, if you see that any industry, if you see inside also, they're having very small transformer, but with the same power rating. How it is possible means they will increase the frequency to 500 hertz, 600 hertz. Whenever, because now a lot of advancement happening in power electronics. No, whenever I want to have from AC to DC, very well I can able to convert. I can able to take a power. Okay, so this is the one reason why, and almost so more than a century old, no, so all the appliances already all came, okay, from transistor to all the motor, everything they are manufactured to withstand the 50 hertz supply. So now, even though if India is want to save, okay, we cannot go back. So what will happen? We have to completely waste this. So all these existing appliances will be become obsolete. We cannot use it if we are moved from 50 hertz to 60 hertz supply. Okay, but whereas there they are using the 60 hertz supply from starting. They cannot also convert it to 50 hertz also. This is a reason, and very importantly, design aspect only. Design aspect they can save some amount of material. That is the reason why they gone for a 60 hertz supply. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So here, as I told you earlier, so now we are having a 4 IGBT. Okay. Now instead of this one, I am having a IGBT. Okay, insulated gate. Okay, so IGBT. So this is a bipolar transistor IGBT. It is having a 3 terminal. So unlike others diode, it is having a 3 terminal. So what is the third terminal is whenever I'm having this is exclusively used for the giving the pulse. Whenever I'm giving the pulse here only, the conduction will be going here. The conduction will be permitted or it will be initiated. Okay, so I can able to control the output voltage by means of controlling the this triggering signal also is possible. Okay, if you see, if you see that switches open and all the four switches open and close. So here alternating current, it is simply reversible current flow. Okay, so I think this and all here. Okay. In this case, if you see S1 and S4 is conducting, current is going in this direction. So now S2 and S3 conducting, okay, current in this direction. It is going in the reverse direction. So even though is DC is there, you can able to see current through bulb is keep on varying if I keep on changing the switching sequence. So for that, what I have to do is I have to keep either S1, S4 on, okay, or S2, S3 on. Either or only. I am having a four switches combination. I am having a DC source, but whenever I am connected to AC load, I have to make the reversible of current. So one off cycle current should go in one direction, in another off cycle current should go in opposite direction. In order to facilitate that, I am having a four switches. In that four switches, I am having a combination like this. So in one arm, I am having a naming a switches S1 and S3. In another one arm, I am naming the switches as S2 and S4. So if I want to make in one direction, I have to switch on S1 and S4. If I want to reverse the current flow, I have to make S1, S4 off. Simultaneously, I have to make on S2 and S3. So when S2, S3 on, S1, S4 off. When S1, S4 on, S2, S3 on. So this is how, if I'm having a keep on changing the switching frequency operation, I can able to deliver from DC source to AC load. Okay, this is a principle called inversion. Okay, you see current opposite AC. Okay, same way. Okay, so if I'm going to a transformer, suppose high voltage is need me, so automatically transformer also need to produce AC supply. Here see the C source is DC, but using the switching concept, I'm making here. It is taken from the waveform. Okay, if you see that it is an alternating. It is both having a positive half cycle and negative half cycle. But only thing is it is as a square wave. It is not like a sinusoidal wave. Okay, so automatically when this square wave is applied, so now in market also you can see that square wave inverter. So what is the disadvantage of square wave inverter will be cost lesser than sine wave inverter. What is the disadvantage is whenever I'm using a square wave inverter, enormous amount of heat will be produced because if you see the waveform, it will be constant. The voltage will be constant for it is not keep on varying with the time. So automatically this will produce enormous amount of heat. So when we are using a square wave inverter in our home, it will produce more losses. Okay, so sinusoidal sine wave inverter only will be cost more because it will be always with respect to time it will be keep on changing or value will be changing, so automatically more amount of heat will not be produced. Okay, so this is what earlier explained. Okay, so that same concept can have a pulse width modulation. So suppose if I want to avoid this concept of continuous, say for example, I'm using a what I'm using a continuous. I'm having this. Okay, I'm having a continuous off wave. Okay, so this is a square wave. Okay, so this off cycle continuously it will be constant. Here also constant. So instead of avoiding this, whether I can able to get pulses like this in this positive cycle itself, the width is varying, but I want to have a number of pulses. So each instant it is coming. Okay. So whether it is possible to split this. So in order to avoid the enormous amount of heat. Suppose pulse is more. Okay. Now whereas here the pulse will be very less. So in this case, if I'm making that, what will happen is average current will be always try to follow this one only, this pattern only. This will be exactly like a sinusoid. That is what here we are going to have. Okay, so this is called pulse width modulation technique. So here the same concept. How we are in a DC, I'm connecting it and making it more number of pulses. Okay, so that is what we are going to have it. Okay, so see that S1 instead of S1 and S4 continuously on during the S2 S3 on time, I'm making number of times on and off. I think you hope understand. So earlier concept is if I'm having a DC source and having a AC load, I have to have a four switches. Okay, I have to keep either S1, S4 on or S3, S2 on. When these two, one combination is on and another combination should be in off condition. If I am doing like this, I can only get a square wave. Okay, it is an alternating current only, but it is not a sinusoidal waveform, it is a square waveform. Instead of that, during the S1, S4 on time, instead of making continuously S1, S4 for on for some time, I am making it number of times it is on and off. Then S3, S2 on and off. Likewise, I am making a pulses. Okay, I am making a pulse of on and off. So he see S1 and S4. So during the S1 and S4 is making pulses. If you see S2, S3 is completely off. I think you are all able to understand. I Okay, so during this time, if you see that here S1 and S4 is on. Okay, but whereas during that S2, S3 is off. Likewise, when the S2, S3 is on, it making a pulses. Here it is S1 and S4 is off. Okay, so instead of making continuous on, if I'm making a pulses, that too also width of the pulses vary. Suppose now first is I'm just to make contact and remove. After that I make contact, allowing for some time I'm to remove. After that I'm allowing the contact time more. Now likewise I'm allowing increasing. Now I decreasing. So the entire length of S1 and S4, I am making the on time a different on time. Okay, so this is called pulse width modulation. What is the advantage of doing this is if I'm making this pulse width modulation, I can able to get okay some current. Okay, current is somewhat sinusoidal waveform. Okay, that is a very big advantage. If you see, this is a pulse of current is going to come. Pulse of current. So this is a reason why it is given. See the average current. So this pulse, I am taking this pulse. I am taking this pulse. Average of this pulse is here. So likewise, this pulse average is that black line. So likewise, everything it is having an average value. Okay. So if you connected the only the averages, okay, average value where it is zero. Okay. So if I'm connecting that, if you see the pulse of current, a load experiences a sine wave. So because whenever a load experiences square wave only, enormous amount of heat will be produces. But instead of that, if load experiences, okay, the sine wave automatically there is no any problem. So how to get that? I am using a pulse width modulation. So this pulse it is average is this much, this much, this much, this black is keep on going. If you see, if you connect all these black lines, all these black lines, I can able to get okay, I can able to get sinusoid sine wave. Okay, this is the reason why this pulse width modulation technique is more preferred. So automatically any output voltage, okay, for a 240 voltage output, I will have, okay, so I am having a current which is keep on varying like this. we can control the output voltage also by controlling how the switches and are closed or not. Okay, so it is for 60 hertz, whatever may be the hertz. So very importantly, as I told earlier, so after the power electronics concept were coming to the picture, irrespective of the country or region and etc., whatever may be the appliances we bought there, we can able to use it here also. Suppose US people brought some appliances here, they can able to use it in US country, because using an inverter arrangement, I can able to get whether 60 hertz, 50 hertz, 30 hertz, 15 hertz, whatever may be the frequency from the DC source, from the battery, I can able to generate AC waveform. Okay, see now using a pulse width modulation technique, I am producing. Now see the waveform. Earlier the waveform here, earlier the waveform shown here is somewhat square waveform. Now because of that, the current entering into the load is seems to be sinusoidal. Simple technique. Instead of continuously making S1 and S4 on, I am making it as a number of pulses. So I'm changing the width of the pulses also. Earlier the width of the pulse is very easy. Earlier the width of the pulse is very low, then increased, then it reaches maximum value, then it start decreasing, then start decreasing, then come, then next set of switches are on. Slowly increases, pulse with this increases and decreases. If I do that, automatically the load will be realizing, because the load is taking only average current. Okay, that average current is seems to be the sinusoidal in nature. Okay, so I think with this I am stopping. Okay, any clarification? Any clarification you can ask. No clarification? Hello? No clarification? Shall we?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No clarification.
Okay. We take attendance. Any information when the examination 30 before 30 we have to complete cat 1.
No idea, sir.
Okay. Okay. I'll get the information. Yes. Yes, please.
Don't know, sir. Don't know
Okay.
about that.
Okay. I will collect the information and let you know through WhatsApp.
Okay, sir.
Okay. I think today 24 people present. Okay. Now you please all of you unmute your mic and answer attendance. Magroof? Magroof not there, huh? Okay. Vasant Kumar? Amala Besto?
Yes, sir.
Amil Chelvan?
Yes, sir.
Jagannathan? Kevin Raj? Absent. Balachandar?
Present, sir.
Prem?
Yes, sir.
Steve Thompson?
Present, sir.
Venu Aravind?
Present, sir.
Vignesh is not there. Vijay? Yashwant?
Present, sir.
Vikram Selva Ganesh?
Yes, sir.
Abhishek Ramesh? Anas Mohammed? Anas? Tejas?
Present,
Vijay,
sir.
Vijit Vijay,
Sir, Abhishek present.
Abhishek. Okay.
Present, sir.
Okay. Gokul V,
Present, sir.
Dorivaldo, Dorivaldo,
Sir, Abhishek present.
Abhishek, I mark present. Okay. Dorivaldo. Okay. Alex,
Present, sir.
Gautam,
Present,
Gautam,
sir.
Joy Josephine,
Present, sir.
Joy, Josephine, Kevin Smith, Kevin Smith,
Present, sir.
Lokesh Babu.
Sir, Joy.
Okay. Pratap, KM Pratap.
Sir, Gautam present, sir.
Who? Gautama. Gautam, I mark
Amma, sir.
present
Amma, sir.
only. Gautam mark present only. Okay.
Sir, Pratap.
Pratap present. Pradyush,
Present, sir.
Vishal.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Today absent is our Megroof, Jagannathan. Megroof present. Then Jagannathan, Kevin Raj, Vignesh, and Dorivaldo. Okay. Okay. Anyhow, I'll with the downloaded attempts also. Who is that message? Two, 3, 5. Pratap. Okay. Mark. Okay. Any clarification? Shall we wind up?
I don't know.
అని పత్తి అలా పత్తి అలా